Coming at you from the buck area where they're smarter than me. These guys are staying in the cool shade of their stall, and I'm standing out in the hot sun. But I wanted to give you guys an update. Let's see if I can move closer to them. So, I always say the universe sort of makes things happen for a reason. And I'm not a fatalist or anything else, right? I don't have that kind of belief, but there is a piece of me that says sometimes things work out the way they're supposed to, or more often than not, they do. So I posted the other day that our little man here had lost his home. And by lost his home, I mean lost his new family. He certainly didn't lose his home here, and he didn't lose anything. He certainly was in no risk. But almost instantly, I had a reach out from a family that took home, boys, 2 of our wethers from this season. So boys that this little guy has grown up with, that he knows. And so they reached out and said, we want them. We love our 2 little boys, and we want another one. So he is quite literally within 48 hours of telling you guys that he lost his home, he found his home. And his home is going to be with a herd of goats and, people and kids. He's going to be living the 4-H life, which is awesome. He's going to go into the show ring, which makes me so happy because he's going to be stunning. He's going to live with goats that he knows. So it's just best case scenario. Hi, Thorn. You just following me around, buddy? I don't have any food for you. Best case scenario all around, right? I cannot have asked for anything better for him. The stress of moving as a single goat into a herd full of goats you don't know certainly isn't always ideal. I do it. We brought Ladybug home. She moved into a herd that she didn't know. It just requires a little bit more sensitivity to their needs. But he's going to go home and immediately recognize 2 of the boys that he grew up with. And now there still will be herd dynamics that need to be worked out, right? Those 2 boys have figured out their place in their herd. And he's not going to necessarily just immediately become a part of, make a duo, a trio. He's going to have to find his own place in his new herd, but he's going to do it with animals he knows. And that's going to reduce the amount of stress. And like I said, he's going to a show home. I'm super geeked about that because he's amazing. Now, I have to get him tattooed because he needs to have his ears tattooed in order to be shown in 4-H. So we're going to get that done before he goes home. We'll get him slightly cleaned up since he's been out here with the bucks and he's a little bit of a messy Marvin. But yeah, it's the best of all worlds and all scenarios for him. And I cannot wait to get pictures of him in the ring, all stunning, all dolled up. He's going to be amazing. Also, great news, for our buck herd, right? Voodoo has had time to establish himself in this herd. He knows Phineas, he knows Thorn, he's comfortable with them. So when this little guy leaves, Voodoo's not going to be, totally out of sorts. He's going to still have his 2 buddies, albeit they're bigger than him, but he's going to have, seriously, Thorn, you're eating my pants? He's going to have goats that he's comfortable with, that he lives with, that he knows, and there's going to be no problem there whatsoever. So all in all, things worked out, my opinion, exactly the way they're supposed to. It was, an unfortunate situation for everybody involved, and I know that people are disappointed, and I know, life circumstances stink. Believe me, I've been through them, right, recently with Hugo and everything else. But I'm thrilled. Super excited. These guys are so funny. And you can see, they're a good little herd, and Voodoo's gonna be just fine with his 2 big brothers here, and actually technically dad. And yeah, he's continuing to grow up. He's continuing to come into coat, and I'm continuing to evaluate him to see who we're going to use him as a herd sire for at the end of the summer. It's pretty exciting times. So there's the update on the boys. This might be the last time we get to see our little boy here. And that's quite all right, because I love the fact that he's got a new place to go. I don't know what they're focused on down in the ground. There's absolutely nothing there, but I don't know. They may have dropped a piece of grain or something. Meanwhile, everything else is transitioning normally. Oh, now we're playing. Now we're being a buck. We're pretending to be a buck. Look how gentle Thorn is. It's so nice. All right. I think that's about it, guys. It's great news. And I'll let you know if I get updates from him in the show ring, because I'm excited to see how he does. All right. Until next time, what is it? I got work to do. Bye for now.